We all know the tropes of the Cthulhu Mythos by now. The forbidden books that drive readers mad, the sprawling ancient geometries, and the massive alien deities waiting just beneath the surface to devour humanity. But a supreme irony sits at the center of this iconic universe. H.P. Lovecraft was a strict materialist and a vocal atheist. He firmly disbelieved in magic, ghosts, and gods of any kind. Because he lacked any real curiosity about faith, his approach to the occult was thin. He relied on vague descriptors like nameless rituals or blasphemous rites, rather than constructing any actual theology. In stories like The Horror at Red Hook, these lowly cults functioned as direct allegories for his real-world fear of immigrants and minorities. This leaves the original texts with a strange imbalance. The physical scale of the cosmic dread is immense, but the human characters are psychologically flat. They encounter the unknown and simply dissolve into blind panic. This presents a major problem for modern literature. How do contemporary writers utilize this incredible, sprawling cosmic sandbox without inheriting the xenophobic DNA baked into its foundation? The solution they found was surgical. They tore out the author's shallow occultism and replaced it with rigorously researched, authentic religious history. Writer Alan Moore brings a unique set of credentials to the mythos. As a practicing ceremonial magician, he understands the mechanics of actual belief systems. In his graphic novel Providence, Moore grounds Lovecraft's slipshod magic in historical reality. He builds the narrative around real-world structured traditions like the Kabbalah. Rather than relying on generic alien monsters, Moore integrates authentic Mesopotamian mythology, elevating ancient figures like the demon Lilith to drive the cosmic horror. He also drops a very different kind of protagonist into this world, Robert Black, a gay, Jewish man navigating the intense, systemic prejudices of 1919 America. Black already understands what it means to be marginalized. When he encounters persecuted occult sects, his reaction breaks the old Lovecraftian mold. He doesn't default to terror. He feels genuine sympathy for the outcasts. Moore uses the fictional persecution of these cults to mirror the deeply real history of real-world bigotry and the Holocaust. By grounding occult tropes in historical reality, the generic scary cult becomes a profound, tragic reflection of real-world oppression. Author Victor LaValle takes a similarly subversive approach in his novel The Ballad of Black Tom, which retells Lovecraft's The Horror of Red Hook from a new perspective. LaValle grounds his story in 1920s Harlem, establishing the grinding, daily reality of the systemic racism his black protagonist faces. When it comes to the magic itself, LaValle swaps out Lovecraft's vague evil for complex belief systems, specifically the supreme alphabet of the Black national 5% nation. He weaves in authentic Egyptian mythology, manifesting the ancient goddess of truth, Ma'at, as an old woman trading artifacts out of her home in Queens. This directly connects the unearthing of ancient deities to the historical reality of the 1920s, a time when Western archaeologists were aggressively excavating foreign cultures. Tommy weaponizes cosmic horror, finding a source of power immense enough to fight back against a racist society. Replacing shallow monsters with specific religious symbols provides marginalized characters the agency required to utilize the cosmos against systemic disenfranchisement. This diagram compares the two structural models. On the left, Lovecraft's original architecture relies on a shallow proxy, where cults simply equal fear. On the right, the modern model anchors those exact same tropes to historical trauma, authentic faith, and character agency. The modern protagonist has evolved alongside this architecture. They navigate the terrifying unknown not with blind panic, but through complex human experiences like grief, rage, and genuine faith. These stories prove that religious symbolism in horror is a highly specific tool that fails if it lacks historical respect and research. Lovecraft's enduring legacy is the terrifying architectural sandbox he built, which outlasted the bigoted monsters he originally put inside it. Modern creators have successfully reclaimed this cosmic architecture, utilizing real occultism to fill a previously godless universe with profound, resilient human meaning.